Top Notch family, what is going on? So, in today's video, we are going to be doing a Milwaukee Bucks offseason preview. And I'm going to be honest with you, Bucks, this might be the end of the era. It might be the end. But before we do start today's video, if you guys enjoy NBA content just like this, I definitely appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. Our goal is to reach 11,000 subscribers. Also, continue to keep liking, keep sharing. And we do upload every single day. Our goal is to upload for 365 days. Now, let's get back to today's video. So Milwaukee Bucks lost to the Indiana Pacers in overtime, 118-119. And this was a devastating loss just because of the fact that the Milwaukee Bucks were up 7 to 8 points with 30 seconds left, and they just blew the lead. And when I say they blew the lead, Gary Trent was unstoppable in the overtime, hitting big shots until the end of the game where he had two crucial turnovers, right? So pretty much AJ Green's at the free throw line. He misses the free throw. Nembhard comes obviously back, gets the rebound, shoots a damn near half-court three. It's a 4-point game. Milwaukee can't pass the ball in. They get the ball to Gary Trent. Gary Trent turns it over. Tyrese Halliburton, gets the and one. It's a 1-point game. The Bucks can't pass the ball in once again. Gary Trent gets it, drops it. Tyrese Halliburton gets the game winner on Giannis. Now, that's a tough way to go out, and it's a tough way to see, your team lose like this, especially with everything that's going on with Dame and, all that unfortunate stuff. But what I do want to show you something real quick is, look at this, man. This is after Giannis left the arena. I think it's over, and I think he knows it's over. He wants to win a championship. He's around the 30s. He knows he can't win a championship, and so we're going to break it down. So first thing that I do want to say is just how the regular season, was for the Milwaukee Bucks and how everything went. So as you see right here, the Milwaukee Bucks finished the 5th seed. They played Indiana, of course, in the first round. They finished off 48-34, 31-21 in the conference, 27-14 at home, 20-20 and away, 8-2 on the last 10. And they finished off the season very strong, winning 8 straight with no Dame. And that's how they got, that position where they're at. Now, when we look at their playoff history, which is a huge concern, very huge concern, just for the Giannis's sake, this is the playoff history for Giannis, right? After they won that championship, obviously, which was the Suns year, 2021, 2022, look what happened ever since. They lost to the Celtics in the second round. Then, 2020, 2021, that's the year they won it, right? 22, they lost to the Celtics. 23, they lost to the Heat in the first round. They lost to the Pacers. Then they lost to the Pacers again. So they lost to the Pacers in the first round, back-to-back years, and then the Miami Heat. So 4 years in a row, they lost and didn't make to the Eastern Conference Finals. 3 years in a row, they lost in the first round. And that's a concerning factor. Another concerning factor is when you look at this Milwaukee Bucks team and look at what they're rolling with right now, it is not looking good. So look at their free agents. Pat Connaughton was in and out the rotation. He's probably going to be gone. Brook Lopez, their starting center. I don't know what they do with him. He's 37 years old. Kevin Porter Jr., which was pretty good for them down the stretch. Will be interesting to see what they do with him. Bobby Portis, Taurean Prince, Ryan Rollins, Jericho Sims, Gary Trent. So their best players are going to be free agents. And I don't know, do they bring them back on a deal? Do they plan to run it back with Kyle Kuzma? Because they did make that move, trading off Chris Middleton. That's concerning. And then also, what else is very concerning for the Milwaukee Bucks is that, look at this, Dame Lillard. Look at this Dame Lillard situation. Dame Lillard torn his Achilles, right? He's not probably going to play this season. He's probably not. He's 34 years old. He's going to be 35 in July. You head to 35, 2025, 2026, and you come back near the end of the season and say if Giannis does stay, this team is not going to make the playoffs. It's going to be a playing team. So now you have to worry about the whole Dame Lillard situation. I don't think Giannis is going to wait. Giannis, like I said, is in his 30s. He has 3 years left on his contract. But he knows that this roster is not going to cut it. Majority of the players are free agents. They have no young talent. I mean, AJ Green is definitely solid. He's 25 years old. But outside of that, can you name the talent? There is no young talent here. And then you could be like, well, then they can look at their draft capital and kind of go from there. When we look at the draft situation, it gets even worse for the Milwaukee Bucks because they don't even have their own first-round pick this year. They have a second-round pick. That's the concerning part. So you don't have your own first-round pick. You don't have a future at all. Dame is in the middle of the air because you don't know what's going to happen. Even if you do run it back with Dame and Giannis, this team is not going to win a championship because these players like Gary Trent is probably going to outplay his minimum contract that he's in, or Taurean Prince. They're going to take more money. So that's the concerning part of this team right now, right? And then also another situation that, Bobby Marks did bring up, which, was pretty cool for him to do. He usually does these. So what to watch? Has time run out, extended the Giannis window? That's facts. The injury timeline, like I said, the free agents. And then are you going to extend AJ Green and Bobby Portis? Roster resources, Giannis, the draft, a second-round pick, one tradable first, 2031 or 2032, below the tax in both aprons. So this is the situation that the Milwaukee Bucks are in, right? So do you keep Doc Rivers? I think Doc Rivers, he was fine this year, right? So you keep your head coach. You need to figure out this offseason. The big thing is, does Giannis want to stay? And if he does want to stay, how are we going to build a championship roster around Giannis? And it's not going to be around with Dame because Dame's going to miss majority of the season next year. So you need to figure that out. But the problem is with the new CBA rule, the cap situation. Even though they're below the tax, they have a lot of free agents that they need to bring back, like a Gary Trent. Extend Bobby Portis. Now, what if Bobby Portis wants to leave? Now, that's an important piece right there. Brooke Lopez, 37 years old. So you're missing very key things, right? That's where this Milwaukee Bucks team is at right now. It's terrible. It really is terrible. And possibly Kyle Kuzma was Kyle Kuzma was absolutely unplayable in the postseason. He just was. He just wasn't a good pickup at all. And I knew this. I mean, he always been on a losing team. And when you're on a losing team, this is how you usually come out play in the postseason when you're playing on a winning team. Look at this numbers that he averaged in the postseason. So Giannis did his thing. The second leading scorer was Gary Trent. Kyle Kuzma right here averaged 6 points a game in 22 minutes of action. 6 points. And you know how much money that you're paying Kyle Kuzma to average 6 points? You're paying him $22 million next year to average 6 points in the postseason. So I think the big question, like I said, is figure out what's going on with Giannis. And if you're going to trade Giannis, we got to do a whole big rebuild. They're not going to be winning a championship for a long time. They need to gather first-round picks because they have no first-round picks. You also need to figure out it's going to be tough with the Dame Lillard timeline for his injury. It's going to be tough. He's getting older. The older you get, it takes longer to heal. So this is probably one of the worst teams right now and the worst positions heading into next year. So let me know in the comment sections, what do you guys think about the Milwaukee Bucks, like offseason? Like, what should they do? Should they run it back? Should they trade Giannis? Get a bunch of draft picks? We'll see. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. And I'm out. Peace.